Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning in to today's oil painting time lapse. Today's video is brought to you by Skillshare, an online learning community for creators with over 25,000 classes in drawing, painting, design, and more. Their premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality courses from experts working in their fields, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. Whether you want to fuel your curiosity, creativity, or even career, Skillshare is the perfect place to keep you learning and thriving in 2019. One of my favorite classes from Skillshare is actually helping me improve my video editing skills. It's called DIY Filming, where they teach you to create professional-looking videos with inexpensive equipment that you already own. Skillshare is also super affordable, as their annual subscription is less than $10 a month. Join more than 7 million creators learning with Skillshare. The first 500 of my subscribers to use this link in the description and on the screen will get a 2-month free trial. And as always, you can find the art supplies used in today's video inside the video description. Okay, funny story. So before I even began painting this piece, I couldn't decide which color scheme to use. As you can see, I made several digital mock-ups in Photoshop of different combinations of colors for the dress and the background. And I had to go on social media and ask you guys on Instagram, as well as on my Patreon page. I polled many people to give me input on which colors I should go with. And thank you to everyone, if you're watching this, who helped me make that decision. I finally settled on the red dress with the more tan/gold background. So yeah, I just thought I'd share this funny little anecdote about the beginnings of this painting. But now I want to shift the conversation to something I think that is really important to share with you guys. I've done a lot of self-reflecting these past few months after finishing the solo show. While I had time to kind of take a break and recharge. I also was reflecting on the lessons I've learned throughout this whole process, and the biggest thing that came to mind was time management and how crucial time management was my entire art journey, and how much a lack of time management, or at least a lack of effort in trying to manage my time wisely, really hurt me this year. The solo show obviously is a great opportunity. It's always an honor to be able to participate in something like that, and to be able to share a body of work with the world and to show people your art in person. So I'm very, very grateful for the solo show. I wouldn't change it for the world, but I think back to my attitude towards working on solo shows, and it's greatly changed over the years. I think I did my first solo show back in 2016, and I've been doing about one solo show a year since then. I think in 2017 I might have done 2 in 1 year, like back to back. So I've done at least one solo show a year. But looking back, I realized that I actually had a way better grasp of how to integrate the extra workload of a solo show into my schedule in a more balanced and healthier way. Whereas now, every time I have to do a solo show or any big project that requires a lot of time commitment, I feel like I completely fall off the wagon in every other aspect of my art business. I forget to post on social media, I run out of time to edit videos, I start panicking and rushing through tasks that normally I would be devoting time into doing well, all because I'm unable to handle the extra anxiety and stress of having to fit in so many extra pieces of artwork. And I think I just panic. And I really thought about what worked for me back then. Obviously, I think all-nighters are inevitable whenever you sign up for any project that requires more time than you have to give. Sacrifices have to be made. It's not permanent, and I know that it's not a result of me working slower than I did before, but there was something more organized about the way I structured my schedule back then that really made room for painting extra hours and still allowed me to work on, things like editing videos or running my shop or making Patreon rewards or remembering to post on social media. And yeah, I think the key to all of that, what I'm getting at, is time management is all about balancing your daily and weekly schedule to work on everything a little bit instead of working on one thing a lot. So the major difference between me in maybe 2017 and me now is that when I had this solo show now, everything else became second priority. If I had any spare time or energy, I devoted 100% of that to painting and working on this collection. But 2017 me still found time, even in the weeks leading up to the final solo show deadline, I still found time to make sure I didn't fall off the wagon in video editing, in managing my shop, in promoting things on social media, and making sure that I still kept my page fresh and alive. I feel like as the years go by, every time I go through any period of stress, the first thing I do is just forget to even log into Instagram or to, put out a video unless I absolutely have to. And it hurts. I know social media is not the most important thing ever, but when an art career is rooted in reaching an audience through social media, it really is super important to make sure that you don't neglect that audience and you don't neglect your page. So I don't know. I was thinking about how I can move forward for the rest of the year to not continue down this path of just focusing on one thing at a time and letting everything else slip. And I think a huge help that I had back then was bullet journaling, and that's something I'm going to be picking up and doing way more diligently. I still do like a simplified version of bullet journaling now where I write out like my daily to-do list and maybe a weekly to-do list, but I really need to get back into devoting at least 30 minutes a day to tracking the work I've done, to tracking, when's the last time I posted on social media, when's the last time I edited a video, and just making sure to hold myself accountable to balance my workload and do a little bit of each instead of just letting one task or one thing take over my entire schedule. Bullet journaling was a key component in helping me back then, and it's something I really want to get back into now. One other important lesson I learned when thinking about the differences between, the past and the present is I need to find joy in posting on social media again. And I think what took away that joy that I once had is now I have a way higher standard for what I considered to be good enough to share. I think, back then I posted a lot of things that were rough and raw. I would vlog sometimes, things that were really silly and stupid, and I just didn't care because I was just so excited to share anything. But now, as time goes on, the more you paint, the more you draw, the better you get, the higher your standards get. And while that's a good thing in terms of keeping yourself sharp and making sure you're always learning new things, making sure you're always hungry to improve, the negative side of it is now I have a way higher standard for what I think qualifies as good enough to be shared. So now I just find myself a lot more stressed out and anxious when it comes to posting on social media. I've lost that pure joy that I had before, and it's been replaced by this constant evaluation of myself. Is this good enough to post? Is this worthy of sharing? Will this make people want to unfollow me? Will this make people question, my skills or question my consistency as an artist? I need to really break free of that mindset because it not only ruins my attitude and my positivity in terms of wanting to share, bits and pieces of my art and my life, but it also creates unnecessary stress because I feel like sharing my art on social media was the kind of core of why I'm able to do this in the first place. My business and my livelihood depends on reaching an audience through social media. And, over the years, because I was so self-critical and had such, impossible to meet standards for myself, it really tarnished that joy and made, social media feel more like a chore rather than something more natural and organic that I enjoy doing. So moving forward, I really, really want to have a fresher, more healthy attitude about posting on social media. So yeah, I think I'm pretty excited about the work that's waiting for me, and I'm grateful that I do have a few months of downtime to really design my schedule my way. And I look forward to hopefully sharing better and more frequent content with you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, for listening to me ramble as always. I hope that the lessons I've learned during this whole process can help some of you out there if you're struggling with the same issues. And the original painting is still on display at Corey Helford Gallery in Los Angeles, and it's available for purchase through the gallery as well. I'll leave that information in the description if you guys are interested. And I now have prints available in my shop if you guys are interested in adopting a more affordable version of the original. The level of details and colors are very close to the actual painting, so I'm very happy with how they turned out. And don't forget, I am still running my summer print sale, so if you want 20% off of your print order, all you have to do is enter the code SUNSHINE at happyd-artist.com. And if you're interested in learning more about how to paint and draw, I have lots of art educational content on my Patreon page, including exclusive video tutorials, step-by-step photo tutorials, live streams, podcasts, and so much more, all available at patreon.com/happydartist. I'd love to have you join my Patreon family. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!